Now, it's been a good 2 years since I visited a wargame show. These events are my favourite ways to find new companies I haven't heard of, see what amazing miniatures are out there and what companies are stocking and what manufacturers are pushing. I'm taking my kit, taking my health and safety frog. I'm not taking Mamba, I don't think anybody wants that, sorry Mamba. And we're heading to York Racecourse to see what's on offer at Vapnartak 2022. I brought my consultation committee with me and damn, my dad looks gangster as fucking slow-mo. So the first thing that happened was I bumped into some old school friends that I haven't seen in 7 years and they said there's a model of a gnome riding a frog on sale inside. And then I bumped into my boy Tom from Schoolboy Studio and he said there's a model of a gnome riding a frog inside. And then I bumped into like 3 other people who told me about a gnome riding a frog inside. So I bought a model of a gnome riding a frog that I found inside. But let me introduce you to Northumbrian Tin Soldier. These guys are a manufacturer of what could be dubbed as alternative fantasy miniatures. I'm not going to go into that. What I will go into though is how great these models are. They're cast in metal and resin and they've got kind of a cutesy classic chubby miniature model vibe to them, but with lush detailing that we expect from our minis nowadays. And I do believe they also have their own robust gaming system to go with the miniatures. Places like Vapnartak are also the best way to pick up second-hand items. My second-hand pickup from this show was a Terminator Genesis, the bad one. The really bad one. Who knew you could murk the T1000 with just boiling water? Why you gotta do the T1000 this way? I've had another set from Waterhorse Games, like Terminator Genesis, like Rise of the Resistance, just sat in a cupboard that I got reduced to clear like 3 years ago. So now I have 2 starter sets of essentially the same game that was dead on release, and it's Terminator Genesis. Right. I didn't film the stall I got these from, so I can't give a shout out, but thanks to Retro Attic Man Cave, there I am. There I am. That's me. That is impeccable timing on that shot, sir. Core Thinking are a company who specialise in making 15 and 32mm resin cast vehicles, and they're currently working on a Kaiju City smashing game. All the things I like there. These guys are worth a follow on Twitter for sure. I also met Hugh from Warhub, who was a total gentleman. He set me up with some rattle cans from Colourforge. I've seen Colourforge popping up in a lot of shops, a lot of places, and I see big stuff in the future with this range of paints. I don't know how big they are currently, but they seem to be really pushing it marketing wise at the minute. And there's an ultra matte finish, and believe me, they're not fucking around when they say these are matte primers. The black seems to actually absorb light around it. It's just kind of like, it's almost like I've got paint on my camera sensor. Also, Hugh had only watched like one of my videos and I don't think he knew about Health and Safety Frog. So when I handed him Hector and told him to smile while I sea leg tracked around him, I think he was like, dude, what? Why, what? Frog? These places are also the best way to stock up on terrain supplies and terrain itself. I was chatting to my buddy Phil outside the event and we agreed that terrain is hard to appreciate until you see it in the flesh, and ideas and creativity come more naturally when you can see it finished and what you yourself can do with it. Giant crab. Giant crab. Crab. To satisfy my terrain itch, I picked up these 2 kits. I've seen them here and there and wondered what I could do with them in terms of making them a little bit more realistic and a little bit MDF-y, and they're made by War Cradle, which do good stuff, but sold at great prices by the Sleeping Dragon Hobby Shop. Check them out. Love a shop with a cuddly mascot. And no wargame show is complete without getting your fix of some really nice gaming tables, and these are in no short supply at Vapnartak. This War of the Worlds table is such an incredible feat. The size of it, I don't think they even use more than a third of it because it's so big. The scope and the attention to detail, seeing shit like this as a kid is probably why I'm such a terrain nut today. The imagination and work put into these can't be understated. I feel myself inspired afresh every time I see something like this. And we took a breather and a fag break outside and ran into a couple of the MS Paint Patreon community. It's cool as fuck to meet these guys in person, and naturally they don't give a fuck about me. All they want is to meet that health and safety boy. And it's such a cool buzz to meet people out there that have seen stuff on the channel and really like what I'm doing, not in kind of like an ego wanky kind of way, but just in a way that they're like, we really like what you're doing, we really like the message, and it's just such a nice affirmation of what I'm trying to do. So that's really cool, so thank you to everyone who said something nice. And I could see there were a few people that wanted to say a little bit more. I think they felt like they were bothering me or something. But no, next time you see me at a trade show, feel free to just stop and chit chat. I like to hear what people are into, what people are working on, what they're hobbying on at the minute, and I also kind of want to, you know, if you've got a cat, I want to see pictures of your cat. So, is your cat as big of a dick as mine? Cool. Anyway, on to the last stop of the show. Black Scorpion Miniatures. If this show had a Shane McMahon show-stealing cage dive, then this was it. A one-man company producing the best miniatures I saw at the show, with a self-contained game and a rule set called Tombstone. That's lawmen, banditos, undead cowboys, First Nation peoples, and some weird West horror business. Incredible. I got myself the rule set and 2 generously sized factions to get started playing the game. I put my YouTuber money where my mouth was and went all in on that game. It's independent traders that, you know, not all of them have had an easy last couple of years, and it really is places like this where you can put your money into the pockets of people that are putting the effort in. So yeah, I'm happy to see Vapnartak's back, I'm happy to see trade shows in general are back, and I'm so happy that this hobby that I'm only recently just getting into is thriving and stronger than ever. Thanks to all those who said hello to me at the show, thanks as always to the wonderful support from my patrons, and thank you for watching. Cheers, I'm out of here.